Hi guys, Chris here at Purely Outdoors, and I've got a very special awning on review for you today. So this is Dometic's first poled seasonal awning. This is called the Stuga Rest. We're going to jump straight into the key exterior and interior features. But what I want to start with is really an overview of how this awning came to life. So Dometic have been real pioneers in that inflatable awning now for the last sort of 5 to 6 years. They've really expanded that range, perfected it in my opinion, and it really is one of the leading air awnings on the market. But what they've realized is there's a slight gap in their market. You know, a couple of years previously they brought out the Residence Air, which was their first sort of all-season inflatable awning. But a lot of those pole purists, caravanners that have had poled awnings for a number of years, have really wanted to see Dometic bring out this poled seasonal awning. So the Stuga came about. It was designed initially early in 2025, and it's really been perfected over the years, and this is the finished product. So we see this here, and I'll give an overview of the Stuga first before we jump into the fabric and stuff like that. But the Stuga is available from sizes 9 through to 19. So this is the size 15 we've got on display. So just as a guide for this sort of size, it's 6.2 meters wide, and all of them share a 2.5 meter standard depth. So you've got the peace of mind for all pitches in the UK and Europe. This is going to fit no problem. Obviously with a full awning like this, it's always worth measuring your A-frame of your Caravan or getting in touch with us, and we can find that for you for your specific van to make sure you get that perfect size. But having such a large size range from 9 through to 19, you can be sure pretty much your van will fit within those bandings. So that sort of sizing, guys, and I think the first thing to note, which makes this very unique, is the sort of design of this awning. So I've never seen an awning that has this lovely curved sort of archway central door. So Dometic sort of tagline with this one is sort of your home away from home, and I think you get that feel of sort of homeliness straight away as soon as you look at the exterior. And that's then combined with a number of different factors that again make sure that you can actually be in this awning for 12 months of the year. First one is the fabric. So it's the first fabric of its kind in the industry. So it's a product called polypropylene. It's used in a number of different industries such as outdoor restaurant materials, and it's been very, very popular. The main reason is because of how rugged and durable it is. So it's very UV resistant, very highly waterproof, and the fabric itself can actually be dope dyed. So that means that the color fastness is going to withstand the test of time. And you know, from the first use to the 100th use, it's going to stay looking really fresh. So that's how they apply the color to the fabric. But the polypropylene nature, it's got a few very sort of idiosyncratic features. First one would be its hydrophobic quality. So that means, especially when the awning's used for 12 months, earlier and later on in the season, you're going to get condensation and water vapor within the awning. The feature of the hydrophobic nature means that actually water can't sit on that roof fabric. So you might have had experiences in the past with your awning where you've noticed water vapor sits on the roof and then drops down. With that, it is literally impossible for that to happen. They also feature loads of ventilation on the awning. So you've got apex ventilation, front ventilation. So that's going to allow all of that water vapor to escape, and it's not going to sit on your roof. So that again just adds to that durability and adds to that seasonal quality of the awning. You'll also notice that actually it's a really nice textured finish to this polypropylene. So the roof is actually flipped, so it's the reverse of the fabric, which is this really nice wipe clean. So especially important on seasonal pitches, any tree sap and stuff like that you can wipe off very easily. But then the flip side is this sort of lovely textured finish. It also almost feels like acrylic, but it isn't. And again, it gives that sense of quality and robustness that you'd want from your awning fabric. So that's the Rest fabric cover, guys. Now we'll talk about how it's actually structured on the awning itself, and that's with a steel poled. So the first time we've seen a steel poled awning from Dometic, and they've gone for a 25mm steel pole. So a great thing with this one is very sturdy, very reliable, and you've got tension and adjustability points midway through the pole itself. And they're also color coded to make it really easy for pitching as well. We'll get a sense of that when we're on the interior of the awning. So that's the pole system, guys. Obviously, with it being a poled awning, it might take that little bit longer than maybe an air awning. So if you're maybe thinking you want speed on your side and you want to get it pitched a little bit quicker, the Residence Air might be the one for you. But you know, when it is a seasonal pitch, you're only putting it up once a year, taking it down once a year. you can actually invest that time and make sure it's pitched really nicely. And the great thing with poles, you can tension them, fabric sits really taut, and as you can see here, it looks really, really smart. So that's sort of fabric and pole system covered, guys. Now we'll talk about some other sort of unique features. So we mentioned this lovely arched doorway. That's complemented with really nice large PVC windows. So you've got getting loads of light coming into the awning. But then when you want that privacy, it's very unique that it's got the exterior blinds as well as interior curtains. So we can drop those down when we're leaving site for maybe a couple of weeks, and you know that you can leave all your belongings nice and secure. So that's a key feature there that we'd expect on a seasonal awning, so Dometic could produce there. Another key point that I really like is obviously your canopy extends, so the pole system extends out from the interior, gives you this lovely rain safe sort of canopy that acts as a rain gutter as well, so the rainwater's not going to sit on your awning fabric. But to complement that, they've even added sabre point attachments here, so you can put your LED sabre lights around the entrance of your awning. Again, just add to that feeling of homeliness. That's really a nice feature as well. In terms of how we can customize it further, so all of the panels themselves can zip out, so especially on a nice day you might actually choose to do that, and it gives that airiness straight through the awning. If you need further sleeping or storage space, they're bringing out a Stuga annex for this one, so nice and sort of tall annex with a slight slope on it, but great for sleeping space if you've got guests coming to visit you on site. Another key addition that you might want to bolt on is the Stuga windbreak. So again, it'll be a matching fabric in this Rest fabric. You can get a nice 3-pole windbreak to complement the awning with the door panel as well. So nice little addition there. If that's not enough and you want to extend the awning out further, they're also bringing out a Stuga canopy, so that can simply clip onto this smaller canopy here, extend the awning out by over 1 meter, and just give you nice sort of dining or sort of sunbathing space outside of the awning as well. So that's how we can customize the Stuga. Obviously, a couple of key things that it comes with. Obviously, storm straps are included. Comes with a fully waterproof footprint as well, and it comes with an optional roof liner. So if you like to hide the pole system, you can do that with the roof liner there. So that's the key exterior features covered, guys. What we'll do now is we'll jump on the interior and run through those. Okay guys, so as I walk through this lovely central door, so I really love this feature actually. I think it's a great addition, makes it feel really homely. But as soon as I get in, I feel that sense of space, and I really like this tonal colorway. So it's a little bit different. It's not your traditional classic gray. It's a sort of more neutral, warm gray that again just feels that a little bit more homely, less cold than you might get on other awning models. Yeah, straight away I get that feeling of homeliness. So let's talk through some key sort of features again that I think make this awning really easy to set up. So a lot of the time people are a bit daunted by pole awnings. I think they get a bit of a bad reputation, but what Dometic have done is simplified the process. So we'll zoom in so you get a little bit better feel on this, but every pole is actually color coded. So it comes with a full instructional guide as well. But actually just having that really easy feature of putting the color codedness on there just makes that setup so much easier. And then you'll see our sort of adjustability and tension points here. So gone are the days of the traditional screw-in type tension, which was quite fiddly and time consuming. Now it's just literally a very quick and easy sort of open and close, and then you can get that really tensioned in place. In terms of how it actually then fits to the van itself, you've got these lovely sort of cushion pad points, so again at multiple points along the awning, so especially for bigger sizes, your 18s and 19s, you'll have more of these, but they just really pressure in place and just allow that fabric to sit really nice and taut on there. In terms of the awning as well, so you'll see obviously with it being a full awning, you've got that complete fabric seal, so that's going to go the whole way around your A-frame. Also comes with your draft skirt as well, so you know that you're going to get that fully enclosed feeling that's so great about having a full awning versus a porch awning. Now let's talk about some of the key interior features. So we mentioned before about the ventilation. You can see here that it's actually a hooded vent, so it's sort of closed there. So if the weather turns, you don't want any water coming through that mesh, you can simply close that up. And both of your apex ventilation points here are hooded as well, so you know you've got that fully waterproof feeling. If you need to, you can close all the vents up. In terms of the sort of customization, adjustability that we talked about, either side panel again can be interchangeable, so you can have the door on either side. That's a really nice feature. A lot of people use those side entrances as well as the front, so it's a nice addition there. But I think actually one of the key things to note is having that central doorway. Really then, the problem on, say, other awnings where you don't have that central doorway is you have a sort of half doorway, a very small opening at either side panel, whereas actually it just feels that natural entrance, and it means that your window span is actually so much bigger as well. It's a really nice feature. And then while we're talking on nice features, there's been a really good change in my opinion to the curtain slider mechanism from Dometic. So it's a lot easier to fit, a lot easier to take on and off, slides open and close a lot easier. Ties in place, so that's stayed the same, but they've sort of color coded the curtains, so again it just blends into that awning fabric. Nice soft cotton as well, so really nice feature there. We can also, as you've probably seen on other Dometic models, we've still got the veranda pole points, so these little toggle points there. You can put in the adjustable telescopic pole for your veranda, drop the fabric down, and that just gives you that bit more airflow as well. So really nice feature there. You'll probably see as well, guys, that we've got the saber points as well on the inside as well. So if we want to light up that doorway, we can do. And you'll also notice the little white eyelets that are dotted around. That's for the optional roof liner that we talked about that comes included. So that's the sort of interior cover, guys. What we're going to do now is just hop back out the front and just conclude on this Stuga model. Okay guys, so hopefully that's gave you a really nice overview of the Stuga model from Dometic. Like I say, if there's any questions, always drop them in the comments below. But I think as a summary, this one is really aimed at that seasonal site caravan, someone who wants a really quality fabric, that peace of mind that it's going to last the test of time throughout the seasons, and it's supported by a really nice steel pole system. So I think you'd actually be surprised at where the pricing is going to come in with this. I mean, I think the styling, the materials used, actually this is coming at a sort of half the price of some comparative Isabella model. So yes, there'll be areas of strength for Isabella maybe over this model, but actually I think you're getting a lot of awning for the money here. So by all means drop any further questions below. This one will be launching very early 2026. So if you've got any sort of information you need before that, before the stock lands, get in touch with us. But for me, yeah, this is a great sort of unique awning, not one that we've seen from Dometic before. We're so used to their inflatable awnings, but actually I think they've done an amazing job with this one. I'm very excited to see how it does in the year to come. So thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all of the latest awning news, both for caravans, motorhomes and camper vans. But as always, thanks so much for watching.